Hi, everyone. It's so good to see you. It's good to be with you guys again. I'm delighted to be back. Oh my God, I think it's been a couple of weeks since I've done a Facebook Live, so I'm delighted to be here. I can't wait to see you guys. I can't wait till you guys all come on. I've got some magical stories to tell. Magical. Hi, Loopy. It's all about Italy. Oh my God, it was such an amazing trip. And I'm delighted to see you. So we're gonna wait a little bit till everybody starts accumulating. Hi, Loopy. Yes, and when you guys come in, I'll start seeing you only if you start punching something into the bottom of the box. Let me know that you're here. Let all of us know which corner of the universe you're lighting up today. If you write something into the chat box, into the comment box, then I'll know that you're here. Hey, Alfred. I think this is Alfred. Am I like I have to put on my glasses? So I'm delighted to be back home. Yes, Italy was fabulous. And I want to tell you a bunch of stories from Italy. So hi, Alfred. Thank you so much for the hearts. I'm delighted to see you here. Hi, Anna. So good to see you. Yes, call all your friends. Bring everybody in. I've got a lot of amazing stories to share from Italy. One of the most interesting ones, I think that maybe some of you saw, I only did 1 or 2 Facebook Lives from there. It was the Trevi Fountain and then the night at the Vatican. Did you know that you can go to the Vatican at night? Yes, they've just started that. So I can't wait to tell you about it. I will. Hi, Carlos. So nice that you're watching. Thank you, Anna, for being here. Thank you for welcoming me home. It was a phenomenal trip. Hold on. I got to get my chair and my everything here settled. I'm so excited. I had to go get some water in the last minute. It was phenomenal. The fountain, yes, the fountain was gorgeous. But not only was it gorgeous, it was the experience. I want to tell you about how this whole experience happened because so many of you don't know the stories behind the stories. So let me reach out a little bit further back. We used to live in Italy when I was a child. So my sister and my brother and I were all born in Germany. So our parents are Persian, and my father decided that he was going to go to Europe in about 1947. And by some fluke of nature, or by some fluke of my father's choices, we landed in Germany. So we were all born and brought up in Germany. My brother was born in Berlin. My sister and I were born in Hamburg. And I have an aunt who's been living in Rome since before I was born. So I'm 60, so she's been there for over 60 years. And I have 3 cousins from this aunt, and her name, this whole story, and the reason why I'm extending it this far is because I really want you to understand the history and the backdrop to all the stories that I'm about to share with you. So my aunt's name is Scheherazade, just like in the picture books, and she's just like that. She's amazing and interesting, and was quite the colorful. She is still a very colorful figure, and some of you may have seen the pictures. I look more like my aunt than I look like my mom. So she's my mom's oldest sister, Scheherazade. And my mom is over there right now for 3 months visiting her with my younger aunt. So the 3 sisters are together, and they're so cute and adorable. And they fight and scream and yell and dance and sing, and they do all this kind of stuff together. It's really wonderful to see. And so I got to be there with them. But the reason why I'm telling you the story about my aunt is because she was married to a very smart and interesting man, and his name was Tommaso Marullo. And Tommaso Marullo and my aunt Scheherazade have 3 children. One of them is Maria Nuri. She's named after my mom. So Nuri and Paolo and Riccardo. And having 96 first cousins, 96, yes, you cannot imagine this, but my father had 10 siblings, my mother had 8 siblings, and so there's a lot of cousins and a lot of aunts and a lot of uncles, and when somebody has a wedding, it's like 500 people, just the family. So I'm sharing all of this because my cousins from my Aunt Scheherazade are some of my favorite cousins. Yes. And I can't read what you guys are saying. I'm not going to get distracted from the story because otherwise I'll forget where I was. But thank you so much for sharing whatever it is that you're sharing. I love that you guys are here. Thank you for taking the time to watch. And I promise you, this is story time with Liana, and it'll be worth it because it's been a really interesting part of my life to get to experience my cousins as an adult. And so the backdrop to this whole story is when we were living in Germany and we were growing up, and thank you for all the beautiful hearts, we were constantly with my cousins from Italy because we were in Germany, they were in Italy, and we weren't that far away, so we would spend our summers together with them. And so out of all the 96 cousins that my sister and my brother and I have, Nuri and Paolo and Riccardo are some of the closest. Then there's also Michelle and Jacqueline and Yasmin. So there's a few of us, like a group of 15 that are fairly close to one another. And I got to spend time with them. It was absolutely phenomenal. Muhammad, ahlan wa sahlan. So good to see you here. I love that you're here. Muhammad's going to understand what it is that I'm saying because he comes from a Middle Eastern family with a lot of cousins. So to be with my cousins as an adult was such a beautiful experience again because I got to be with them separately. I got to be with them alone. Hi, everyone, for showing up. I'm so glad you guys are here. I'm telling tales from Italy, from my trip to Italy as an adult, being with my cousins and being with an aunt who's been quite a huge, phenomenal figure in my life. She's one of my favorites, and you guys may have seen the pictures. I look more like her daughter than her daughter looks like her, and I think that's what happens in families. You start to become very close to some of the people that you were close to when you were children, even as adults. And so what was happening on this trip, which was so beautiful for me, is that I got to be with my cousins as adults, and I got to be with them alone. And we were on boats, and we were walking through Rome, and my friend Michelle Ruiz and we got to take this trip together. So we were together in Rome for 5 days. And what was very powerful for me is that one of my best friends in America got to be with my cousins and my family, and she got to meet everybody. So it was a very beautiful trip. And after Michelle left, I got to spend some time with my aunt and my cousins alone. And so it was in Rome, and parts of it were just outside of Rome. Outside of Rome in an area called Monte Argentario. Hi, Andrea. Thank you for watching. Hi, Anna. Sheena Abbas. Oh, hi from Singapore. Oh my God. Hi, Dina. This is so cool. So we have Germany, we have New York, we have, this is so wonderful. I'm so grateful that you guys are all here. We have Canada. Singapore is like, I think that's the farthest. So the reason why I wanted to get on here today and share with you is because there wasn't a lot of time, or there wasn't a lot of Wi-Fi connection for me to be doing lives from there. But I'll tell you how amazing God works is that when I went to the Trevi Fountain with one of my cousins, that's the reason why I'm giving you all this backdrop and story. Riccardo is a very close cousin. So we got to stay at his house, and I got his car, and it was really sweet. And one night he took us out to dinner, Michelle and I, and he said, so where do you want to go? And I said, listen, we have to show Michelle the Trevi Fountain. Michelle hasn't seen the Trevi Fountain in 20 years. And I hadn't seen it in a long time either. And we walk around the city, and we come around the corner, and there is like 5 million people there. And thank you for all the hearts. It's so sweet. And I was kind of shocked because I was never used to seeing the Trevi Fountain with so many masses of people. And I went, oh my God, I wish we could just actually like get on a stool or something a little higher and we could just take a look, or there was a balcony. And so my cousin turns around and he says, oh, Liana, one of my very good friends lives up there. And he points to an apartment that is right across the street from the Trevi Fountain. And I said, well, can you call him? Can we go upstairs? Can we just visit him? We'll just be there for a few minutes. Really, I just want to get this shot. Now, you have to understand the whole dynamic and how that whole video happened and how we got up there. The fact that the friend was even home was a godsend. The fact that my phone hadn't been working the whole time. The whole time I was there, my phone reception did not work. My phone only worked on Wi-Fi. So not only do we get up there and I'm trying to do a video because I figured, my phone's not working. And then I said to his friend who let us into his apartment so graciously, by the way, Riccardo, se vedi quello, ti ringrazio tanto. Amore, 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 amore. Ancora, grazie. To your friend who let us into his apartment. So not only do we get up there and he opens these French doors and there at our feet are the Trevi Fountains. It was just an experience that is still in my body and will most probably be for the rest of my life. And then he says, oh, but yes, I do have Wi-Fi. So I got to, in this whole trip, I think I only did 2 lives or something. And one of them happened to be there by the grace of God. Really, that's exactly how it happened. It's like none of this was planned. The fact that I got to do those 2 or 3 or 4, whatever minutes it was from inside of that apartment was such a beautiful blessing. And I wanted to show you guys because that is not a view that you will most probably ever see again. It's not something that anybody has access to. And it was just very moving. So to me, it was a really big blessing. And thank you all for watching. And if you haven't seen it, it's on this page that you're watching from. Just go back and take a look. It was about 10 days ago or something. You'll most probably find it. And it was beautiful. It was really beautiful. So that's one of the stories. And that was a really huge God shot. And then there were so many other stories. I always talk about the law of attraction. And one of the things that I really want to talk about here is when we speak it, when we make a declaration unto the world, we don't always notice and realize how powerful our word is. And our word is the most powerful. I always say in the Bible, it says, God said, let there be light, and there was light. And so we have this amazing opportunity with the declarations that we speak to speak beauty, goodness, mercy, wonder, joy, awe, health. We can decree this into the world. We can declare it unto the world. And we don't always do it. And I want to tell you a little bit of a story because thank you for all the hearts. And whoever's here, let's see, Pamela, Ella, so good to see you here. حسین خان سلام، حال شما؟ رفتیم خاله سارا رو دیدیم، خیلی جاتون خالی بود. انقدر خوش گذشت. You're watching. Thank you so much for being here. Anna, I'm so grateful that you guys are all here. But let me tell you a little bit of the law, for me, how the law of attraction shows up in my life and how the word that we declare, how powerful it is. So I got to have a day and a half with my daughter and my grandchildren in Rome, and it was really beautiful. So we had a half day, like on a Saturday, and then we had a full day Sunday, and we had a car, and we drove to Lago di Bracciano, which is just outside of Rome, and it is magnificent. It's gorgeous. It's Sweetwater. It's the lake that is there as the reservoir for Rome in case Rome doesn't have any water. So it's the backup lake for Rome. And it is absolutely stunning and gorgeous. And it happened to be, on Sunday, it happened to be a day that it was raining. And I just had this desire or this thought, and I thought, there's so much rain, there's got to be a rainbow in here somewhere. And as we're driving, I keep looking around and I really wanted to see a rainbow. And then we started to see rainbows everywhere. And not only did we see rainbows, we saw the most magnificent full on, like over the whole lake, over the whole, the whole environment that we were in, full, from one end to the other, spanning all over, and not only one, but double rainbows. And then I saw something that I've never seen before, which was so moving that it brought tears to my eyes. There was an opening in the clouds, and inside the opening in the clouds, it must have been a piece of a rainbow, but it was so magical because there was no rainbow around it, not behind the cloud, not underneath the cloud. There was just a bunch of clouds. There was a hole in the clouds, and then there was the hole was filled with rainbow colors. It was magnificent, and it was impossible to catch on camera. And so I share all this stuff with you because it's like we don't realize that our heart and our mind and our capacity to imagine and our capacity to send these rockets of desire into the world, how quickly the universe and how quickly Source answers. I was telling a story to Lupita this morning, which is also an answer to my prayers. Thank you for all your hearts. I don't know who's sending them, but thank you all for being here. This story with the rainbows, it's like a rainbow is something that everybody expects when it's raining, and then there's sun and then there's rain. But here's something that was really interesting. I'm always testing the universe. I tell Lupi this a lot. And I tell my clients this a lot. Like, I'm always testing the universe. I'm saying, well, let's see if the universe is actually really listening. Is Source really listening to me? Is there a God? And some people do it with parking spots, and some people do it with, I don't know, who does it? Abraham does it with blue glass. And I have this thing where I say, show me that there are angels in my life and let them leave feathers. So I have this thing where I love feathers, but I've always loved feathers since I was a little girl. And so no sooner have I said this, and feathers show up on the pavement, on the ground, on the grass, where we're having lunch. Suddenly a feather ends up on my plate. It's like there are so many moments of proof in my life that Source is the greatest listener. And I just wanted to share that with you because it's really true. In my life, it's really true. I don't know if it's true in your life. And maybe it's because I'm a believer, maybe because I know that Source always has my back, that God is very prevalent in my life, that my life is always working out for me, even inside the magical difficulties and the challenges. And if there's anything that I can pass on, that I would love to pass on to you, is keep your hearts open and have belief in yourself that you are the creator of your own life, that your thoughts are very powerful. Our thoughts are so powerful. We can create massive, amazing joy and awe and tenderness and grace in our lives. Let me just see who's here. Carlos! Hi, Carlos. So good to see you. And Carlos, you know what I wanted to say to you? I know you were having this conversation online. I don't know, you were asking goatee or beard. I just want to say I love clean-shaven men. I think they're just very sexy. So I just wanted to put my 2 cents in there for that, for whatever it's worth. Yeah, it's so good to see you guys here. Let's see who else is just showing up. Carlos, I'm just saying that to you because you were asking. I hope that wasn't an intrusion. Aww. And you're so handsome. Handsome men with green eyes, I just love clean-shaven men. So that's my 2 cents. And I know that has nothing to do with the power and the law of attraction. But ask me questions. I know so many of you, thank you for all the hearts and all the beautiful, loving things that you're writing. I always have to put my glasses on to see what it is that you guys are commenting on, but I'll go back later and I'll listen. Ask me questions about Italy. There were so many moments that I've recorded, I videotaped, and I will share them with you at another time. I will share them with you at a later time, but they'll be all on video. And moments like we went to an aperitif tasting. Oh, by the way, let me just say that we had a really beautiful experience with someone who organized all these tours for us. Okay, her name is Meredith, and I'm going to be sharing more with you because we're going to be doing an interview with her. And she's an American, beautiful American woman who's married to an Italian, and she lives in Rome. And she has a really amazing website where she brings people together and shows them what's possible in Rome. And she organizes these outings and trips and restaurants and diving excursions and all these kinds of experiences. It's called spicymeatball.com. That's her website, spicymeatball.com. And her name is Meredith. And I want you guys to know that her ability to create experiences in Rome and just outside of Rome is really powerful. So she did a lot for Michelle and I, and I'm going to have an interview with her here. And you guys are going to hear more about this. Let me just see what you guys are all writing because I can't read it. I went to school in Italy. So allora parli italiano, Carlos. I know that you speak Spanish. Tell me if you speak Italian. Where did you live in Florence? Spicymeatball.com. Grazie. And her name is Meredith. And then let her know that Liana sent you. Grace Kelly also creates luxury moments in Italy. Yes, she does. She just, Grace Kelly does it in a different way. So Grace does her, hi Fred. Fred Rosen, so good to see you here. Grace Kelly does her own, she does retreats for women, and they're powerful and beautiful, and I love being with her. I met Grace, I think 10 years ago in England. She came to one of the retreats that I was teaching at a castle. That's how long Grace and I have known each other. Hi, sweetie. You're sweetie, Fred. It's good to see you. So what the difference between Meredith and what any one of us, Grace Kelly is a coach, and she does all kinds of really beautiful experiences, but with her crowd. Meredith at spicymeatball.com does, she does anything and everything that you can ever imagine. So she has Capri, Positano, Amalfi, and other places. Yes. Well, I am going to. Carlos, here, this is for you before I finish my sentence about Meredith. I'm going to be staying in Italy for 3 or 4 months next year. One of the months I'm going to be renting a house, most probably in Tuscany, or maybe somewhere near the ocean, and I'm going to do 2 retreats for people who are coming from the United States, Australia, Japan, China, France, all over the world. And so I'm very excited. It's most probably going to have 6 or 7 bedrooms. Each bedroom is going to have its own bathroom. And we're going to do experiences like for 5 days. It's going to be pretty intense about self-image therapy and up-leveling and transformation and shopping and food and chefs and sensuality. It's going to be absolutely phenomenal. So I can't wait to tell you guys more about it. It's going to happen next year. So I'm going to be spending 3 or 4 months in 2020 in Italy. And from there, taking trips to Florence and to France and to Paris and to Denmark maybe and to Germany. So we're just mapping all of those out. Let me see what you guys are saying. Like an Uber salon. Yeah, yes. So you Capri, Positano, and this is so cool, Carlos. I didn't know you lived in Italy. Fred, thank you for the glasses compliment. I love that you guys are all here. I think it's phenomenal to be able to have these conversations with you. Let's see, and you guys are all sensuality. Yes, it will be off the chain. Can I tell you that? We're going to talk a lot about The truth is that we were all born, like all of us, we were all born from the energy of sensuality. Americans don't like hearing this word a lot, but we were all created from sexual energy. So that doesn't mean that you have to turn it into sex, but it does mean that the energy of life, the life-giving piece of who we are, is based and rooted and grounded in sensuality and sexual energy, which means you can turn it into art, you can turn it into creativity, you can turn it into dance, into painting, into flower making, into candle making, into all kinds of really interesting pieces. But the base, the food for all of this creativity is sensual energy, is sexual energy, and kind of like the Kundalini, or when people talk about Tantra, the tantric energy. Some of you may have watched the beautiful conversation that I had with Freddie and Elspeth a while back. So we want to include it all. Like, we want to do, cooking is always sensual, the smells and the touch and how food feels in your mouth and what it does to your senses, and how it includes everything in your life, meaning your palate, your nasal passages, the sound of crackling onions in the frying pan. All of that is sensual. So it's kind of like every single thing that we do in our lives, like when we look at something beautiful, that's a sensual, beauty is, which I always say is our birthright. It has something to do with the act of feeling, like the feelingness of whipped cream in your mouth, or the feeling of looking at a beautiful painting. Like, we were at the Vatican, you were so overwhelmed with the beauty. And it wasn't just overwhelmed with beauty of paintings, but we were at the Vatican at night. We got to go there on Friday nights, just for those of you who might be going to Italy. Meredith set up a tour. On Friday nights, you can go into the Vatican, and most people don't know this, the Vatican at night is open till 11 o'clock. So not only can you be there and there's a concert happening and there's this huge globe in the middle, it's just phenomenal that you can go and eat in the courtyard at the Vatican. It's so beautiful. You need some watermelon, Fred? Okay. You guys are so cute. Yeah, so you can go to the Vatican at night. You can buy your ticket, have Meredith set it up for you at spicymeatball.com. And she also set up this fantastic excursion that we went onto the island of Ponza, which is about 2 hours away from Rome. But you go into the Vatican at night, and then the sun is setting and everything is bathed in this beautiful pink-orange light. And you can... And then there's a concert. Oh my God, it was like Hollywood Bowl on steroids. And there's art in the backyard of the Vatican. It's like an inner courtyard at the Vatican. And then you can go into the Pinacoteca, and you can go all the way through the hallway. You can go into the Sistine Chapel, and then you walk back, for those of you who've been a few times. And it wasn't so crowded. It wasn't like 5 million people in the heat of the day. So you go in at night, and it's phenomenal. So if you're planning on going to Rome, go to Rome so that you're there on a Friday night, so that you can go into the Vatican at night. It's great. We didn't do the Colosseum thing because we didn't have enough time. But we went to Ponza, so that's the next thing I wanted to tell you. Ponza is an island off the coast of south of Rome. It goes kind of into Naples. You can look it up, Ponza, Ponza. Hi, Wendy. Is that my Wendy? And Marcel, oh my God. We will definitely have to check out, yes, you will have to check out Ponza. It's absolutely phenomenal. It's so beautiful. Maybe some of you saw me, I will post more pictures of Ponza. The water is just magnificent. All versions of blue and teal and green and turquoise and fish and just, oh my God, it's so gorgeous. I'll post more pictures. It was just really gorgeous. So you go around the island in a boat with the captain, and the captain makes you lunch, makes you this phenomenal pasta. And there's about 5 or 6 stops that you make, and then you can jump in the water. You go into caves. We took pictures inside caves. I don't know if we're ever going to get them because somebody on the tour had a underwater camera, and so I just pray that we will get those pictures. It was just amazing. I can't tell you, there are no words to bring back the beauty of those moments. Just there are no big enough words in the English language. And experiencing something in our body is priceless. We try to tell stories afterwards, and we try to bring you into the experience. That's why one of the things for me in transformation, when we have these conversations, we talk about it, we talk about transformation of other people. We as mentors who are teachers, we try to relay the transformation to others, but nothing is like experiencing it in this masterpiece, in your own body, smelling the pasta, walking under, oh God, the streets of Rome, some of the streets of Rome are filled with fig trees. Now, it's different walking under a fig tree that has ripe figs hanging off of it, and you just walk under it, and you are enveloped and blanketed by this beautiful cloud of sweet smelling figs. Just like words are just not enough to tell you what that's like. And pasta and truffles and all these different smells are dancing in the streets and dancing around your nose, and you're listening to music and somebody's singing, and motorcycles are loud, and then the ultimate for me was driving in the city. I just love driving in Rome. There's an experience. Hi, John. So nice to see you here. Welcome to this conversation. I'm telling everybody about my trip to Rome, which was not the usual kind of trip that you would take as a tourist. I say this to all of you because most of you, Wendy, you're going to go to Rome with me. I promise you we will take that trip. You weren't here at the beginning of this broadcast when I said next year I'm going to spend 3 to 4 months in Rome. And one of the months is going to be in a beautiful big castello. It's going to be a castello, and it's going to have 6 rooms and bathrooms, and we're going to do 2 retreats there at least in a month. So you'll hopefully be part of that, sweetheart. I can't wait to see you. Yay! Yes, you are. I love you. So I was driving around and looking, and my cousins are all there, and they're all like checking it out. What I want a big, beautiful casale and un castello. Like I want a beautiful old villa, and I'd like it to be closer to the beach because I want all of us to go into this magnificent ocean that is warm. It's very unlike, the Pacific Ocean. The Atlantic Ocean is much, much warmer than the Pacific. So today you go here in California, you go to the beach and it's freezing. There, it's just so delicious and refreshing. Yeah, it's very different. Let's see, Fred, what are you saying? I keep having to put on my glasses. You are incredible, Fred. I haven't seen you in so long. I miss you. I watch what you say on Facebook, but I miss seeing you. So maybe we can get together. We're both in LA. We should be able to get together soon. Yeah, I know that you're in LA. But the Dodgers are on. Go watch the Dodgers. Yeah, everyone. So it was really quite a phenomenal trip, and there's much more to say, and I will. Loopy, you got to keep me on time here. Maybe you can just let me know what time it is so that I can give everyone a little bit of a window of how many more stories I have. Later. Bye later, Fred. See you soon. Thank you for all the hearts. Sending you all my love. Thank you. There's a whole bunch more stories that I want to share with you, and a few of them have to do with the meaning of friendship, So a lot of it, the power of friendship, I got to travel. And I say I get to because it's a privilege to have friends in my life that are so close and so wonderful that I get to travel with them. 7:35. Thank you, sweetheart. Michelle Ruiz is a very good friend, and she's like a sister. And there's one thing to be good friends with someone when you're living in the same city and you're doing things together, and then you go, your respective ways, and you go to your respective homes, and then it's a whole other story. Yes, thank you, sweetheart. I got it. It's a whole other story to be friends with someone and then travel with them. They say you really recognize and know someone when you're traveling with them. And I feel so much gratitude to have a friend like Michelle, because we've traveled a lot together. We've traveled extensively, and some of them have been funny and hilarious. Some of them have been business trips. So we've both known we're going to go somewhere. It's going to be a business trip. It's going to be, the hotel is going to be like this. The people are going to be like that. So it's very, it's like what's expected. This trip that we just took to Italy, a lot of it we didn't know. She was coming in from Singapore. I was coming in from LA. We only had 5 days together. And then we totally trusted Meredith to create these experiences for us. And they were amazing, amazing experiences. That's one of the reasons why I said to Meredith, I'd like to bring her on here and interview her, because she's taken 3 or 4 years to create this spicy meatball thing. One of the things that Michelle and I did together is we did a pasta making class, and we did it with a chef who owns a restaurant, and he spoke really well English. So the reason why I'm sharing all of this with you is because when you go to Italy, you want to go with someone where you can actually really be yourself, because Italy is not like America. Sometimes things work out, sometimes they don't work out, sometimes you don't know where you're going to end up. We thought Uber was working, then it wasn't. So I'm sharing all of this with you because the connection that Michelle and I have as really good friends has been, 25 years. We tried to figure it out the other day, or we keep trying to figure it out. We've known each other for a very long time. And I want to tell you, I feel so blessed to have a friend where you can go to a different country and you don't exactly know what's going to happen, and it's still fun, and you can still go, oh, this is the phrase she came up with. She goes, Liana, don't worry about it. How bad can it be? We're in Rome, So anything that would happen, whether somebody was tired or we couldn't find a place, or it didn't matter what happened. It was all really beautiful, and friends are accepting. And that, to me, that's a huge blessing. And I'm sharing all of this with you because these are the pieces in my life that are the behind the scenes blessings that nobody ever gets to see, that my team is amazing. Lupi's part of my team. Andrea's part of my team. So thank you for being so accepting and gracious. And I know sometimes things are difficult. And I say the same thing about my friends and about my cousins. And so everyone that I get to talk to, and everyone that gets like this window of who we really are, the people who really get us, the people who really get to see our good and bad and the ugly, when you're like, my mom was totally eaten up by mosquitoes, and I just decided I'm not going to get into mosquito bites, so I got 2. But this whole piece of who are you when things are difficult, like, are you going to go to Italy and be afraid of the mosquitoes? Or are you going to go to Italy and go, oh my God, I can't wait to see what happens? So the expectation of a miracle is where my life is at. And that's exactly what's happening. There are miracles everywhere, whether it's my cousins or my friends or my beautiful bestie Michelle or my team. So I share this from a point of view of gratitude. that my life is so blessed. It's so unbelievably blessed with people whose hearts are full, people who are gracious and kind. Hold on one second. I want to see what you guys are writing. You remember the scent? Yes, I think it's called vape, Carlos. Hi, Charlene. Where are you watching from? Tell us where you're watching from. Yes, the beauty is in every... Yes. Just being there is insane. You're right. Yeah. This is so beautiful what you guys are all writing. I can't wait to go back and read it. That's why I want to spend 3 months there next year, Carlos. I'm so blessed that I speak the language. I'm blessed that I have a feeling for the country. I love Florence. And I love Venice, and I love driving in Italy. So next year, when I spend 3 or 4 months there, it's most probably going to be September, October, November, and then December, because I'd like to be there for Christmas. I haven't been in Europe for Christmas for a very long time, so I want to be able to do that. And maybe some people will join me. It would be really nice. But we're definitely going to do 2 retreats there. So for those of you who are watching and you want to share this with other people, because we're starting to, we're launching a new program next month. So that's going to be very exciting. And it's global, and it's a coaching program. And so from there's going to be a whole other global community that develops. And we're going to bring in this piece of the retreats at the end of that program, at the end of that year, which is going to be September, October, November, December. So I'm so excited. And my team's going to go with me. It's going to be fun. You guys are all writing so many wonderful things. I want to go with my iPad and draw. You draw on your iPad, Carlos? That's so interesting. You don't draw on paper and pen? I love ink, It's like I'm telling you. Here. See, this is what's on my desk. It's an ink pen. And here's my ink. I love drawing with ink and writing with ink and sealing the back of my letters with sealing wax. You want to go, Carlos? Well, maybe you'll be part of it. That would be so much fun. Yeah, I'm doing a men's class that's starting in about a month, so that's going to be a separate thing, because I believe that gentlemen have so much to offer, and in a group filled with women, they're a little shy. They're not shy with me as their mentor, but they're shy in a group with women. So I'm not going to mix men and women anymore in my coaching, at least not in the beginning. And then I'm going to do a separate group for men and a separate group for women. And then at an event, they're going to come together. It's going to be really fun. And my friend Tom is going to be there, who talks about relationships a lot. So we are cooking up a whole huge, big, beautiful, very, very exciting piece for 2020. And I'm sharing so much about this with you because I just came back from Italy, and there were so many conversations happening about that. You're a traditional oil painter. Oh my God, that's so cool. Can you send us some of your pictures or post them on my page? I'd love to see what you paint. I love painting. My granddaughter's a really phenomenal artist, and my fashion sketches used to be really good, but I haven't painted in a while. So I paint with my voice. So that's what I call myself, a voice painter. I love to sing. So you guys have been absolutely amazing. Thank you all for being here, and I'm going to let you go, and we will have our next Facebook Live on Monday. Anna, you're so sweet. This is so great that you guys are here. I can't wait to go back and read all of your comments and who showed up. And thank you for, please let me know in the comment section which corner of the universe you're lighting up tonight. Because I always want to know. I want to know where you live and maybe how you found us, because for me that's really important. I'm starting to see that this reach is very global. Australia, Germany, Japan, China, Mexico, Singapore, we just found out tonight. I actually have friends and family in Singapore, so I'm really excited about that. Japan, Israel, Jordan, like all kinds of really cool places. So let us know where you're watching from, and let me know which corner of the universe you're lighting up today. And the next conversation we're going to have on Monday is about how to create more space for miracles. How do you create space for miracles? I love talking about miracles. So I can't wait to see you on Monday, and we will let you know what time exactly. And I don't know about Thursday because we have a retreat that's coming up, and we're going to be in Solvang. There's going to be a few of us in a private home, but maybe we'll share from there. We'll see. We'll let you know. So I send you all so much love. Thank you so much for being here with us. Anna, Carlos, all of you who've shown up. Let's see, Mercedes. Oh my God, Charlene. I can't go back and read everybody's, but I want to thank you in person for being here. And I love that you guys are here. I love that you take time out of your busy days and connect with me and connect with our team and connect to have conversations and listen. And if you have any questions, put them down in the chat box. I would love to answer them. I send you lots of love and gratitude, and I'll see you soon. I'll see you Monday. Have a beautiful rest of the week. Bye.